My 32M girlfriend, 27F, acting strange after business trip. What do I do? We have been together for a year and a half and our relationship has been good up to this point. She was out for 5 days for a business trip to a conference. Without disclosing much, we both work in the same field but not a lot of overlap. The conference would debut a project she had been working on. I did not go, because of my own work, but she went with her coworkers on the project and everyone seemed to have a great time. I picked her up from the airport 2 nights ago, and when I went in for a hug and kiss she didn't return it and just went to grab her luggage. The whole ride home, she was basically catatonic. She didn't want to talk much and would either ignore me, give a delayed, short answer, or be very short with me. The only thing I could get when I asked what's wrong was, "I'm tired." When we got home, I reheated some food for her while she was in the shower. After the shower, she took her bowl but dropped it on the way to the table and immediately started crying. I tried to comfort her and give her mine, but she angrily said she wasn't hungry and was going to bed and went to our bedroom, where she ripped the blankets and her pillow off of the bed, brought them into her office to the bed she uses for naps and closed the door. She hasn't really left her office since. We are now on day 2, but I do see she is coming out of her office for food. I've sent texts asking to talk but she hasn't responded. The door is locked, but if I knock she will say she's okay but napping. She won't talk to me and I don't really know what's wrong. Obviously, something major happened. I checked social media but everyone was smiles online. I spoke to my friend who went with her, he worked with her on the project, and asked how it all went that first night. He felt the trip went well and everyone had a good time. I inquired more about girlfriend after, and he did tell me there was a part of the trip about halfway through where she started crying over lunch, but he didn't have any other details. I don't really think she is cheating, but I also don't know what could cause this. Any help? Too long did not read. Girlfriend is acting strange after her business trip. What do I do? We cannot guess at this. You are going to have to talk with her. She may be sick, she may be pregnant, she may have been assaulted, she may have cheated, she may have learned something about you while she was gone that has made her very angry. There are more things that might have happened but those are my top 5. Listen, man, I think you need to consider the possibility that she might have been sexually assaulted at the conference. From what I understand, it tends to happen at law conferences. Her response seems more like that of a person who went through something traumatic than someone who made a bad decision. I think you need to go to her and tell her that it's obvious that something happened during the conference, and you're worried about how it's affecting her. Reassure her that no matter what happened, you want to be there for her and figure out a healthy way forward, whatever that ultimately looks like. We can't possibly know what happened. Something happened. You deserve an answer. Let her know that you need to know what is going on and that you will support her in any way you can. I don't think it's cheating. This sounds like Saw. I hope she is okay. My guess, and it is only a guess, is that the friend that you talked to, who was with her the whole time and who you both trust, sexually assaulted her. Try contacting some of the other people who were there to get other perspectives. Again, this is only my guess. But it fits the description of her reactions, and the friend reporting that everything seemed good is clearly bullshit. Send her a text. Look, whatever is going on, know that I am here for you. Whenever you are ready to talk, I am here for you. I love you. My girlfriend F23 asked me M24 to spit her in the mouth and choke her. What would you do? For some context, we are both 24 yo and both only had one relationship in the past. I have had more experiences than her, although she never really answered my question about her ex-boyfriend or other hookups. Also, we started going out last year in late August and hadn't had sex up until early October. In late October I moved to Spain for my 6 months internship and saw her again late May. After we passed the summer together, we are currently in the relationship stage as we never talked about it before I moved to Spain. We really get along well and I think that I start to catch feelings for her. We think alike and we have the same energy, humor and goals. So I think that we are in a really good stage. But, the last 2 weeks she worked at an expo as a promoter to get some money as she needs to finish her master's degree. She had worked in the same position last year and she had told me that some guys used to flirt with her and one of them really trying to make her go out together etc. This year I think she works with the same guys and she has not mentioned anything about them. And one day as we were hanging out in my house I was by her phone and she received a text from someone I don't know. And some days after that same scenario she received a message from another dude. I thought nothing of it because she is an advocate about we need to be honest and be respectful of one another, so I thought that it might be best to let her tell me about it or whatever. This week as we were hanging out watching YouTube videos out of nowhere she asked me to spit in her mouth, choke her and spank her. It was very bizarre because she has never asked something like that before and in a manner like that. I was very confused and really didn't know what to think of her at that moment. After a while we went to the bed and she again asked me the same. Now I was really starting to think that something is wrong. I don't have any problem with that, but I think how she asked for it is a little suspicious. Also, knowing her, normally she would first start a conversation and then ask me something like that as a roleplay, etc. In the past days I really have started to think that she might have had something with the other dudes while I was in Spain or the last 2 weeks after work. I really don't know what's going on. I plan to make a conversation with her about it because I feel a bit strange about it. What do you think of it? Did someone had her girlfriend, boyfriend ask something like that out of nowhere, and how did you handle it? YOLO. Give a go and see if you like it. Give her the hot tua and spit on that thing. Spit in her mouth and choke her. It's her sex play. Also, 99% of the time women don't want to really be choked. They just like hands around their neck. Spit in her mouth and choke her. Then check her phone. What would I personally do? Spit in her mouth and choke her cause I'm into that shit. But it's definitely a bit weird that she's acting suspicious. You should definitely have that conversation with her, as based on what you've told us she seems pretty closed off on giving you information about her past. I'm getting the vibe that she did hook up with one of the guys and learned this from him. Alternatively, she learned it from porn and wants to start reenacting those fantasies. Something did happen though, because I promise you don't go from vanilla intercourse to wanting to be spit on and choked. Either she hid it from you, as in that's what she wanted this whole time, and that's weird if she hid it this entire time, or she learned it recently. My 33F husband, 31M, refuses to work. Would you consider leaving? My husband and I have been together for almost 13 years, married for the last 4. He has a daughter, whom we have full custody of, and I've been in her life since she was 2, she's almost 14 now. 2 years ago, I took in my sister's 3 children as well. For the past few years, my husband has refused to work, and even before that, his employment was inconsistent. In June 2023, he started a job as a porter at a truck stop, but unfortunately, in August 2023, he was caught stealing money and hasn't worked since. He often tells me that I only need him to work because I brought my sister's kids into the household. My sister is struggling with mental health issues, including bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, and has been in and out of hospitals. I love her and her children deeply, and they're not going anywhere. However, I feel like my husband is punishing me for taking them in, and it's becoming clear to me that he's used me as a mother figure for both himself and his child. I often think about leaving, but I own my home, and during arguments, he tells me to leave, claiming I can't make him go. I love my stepdaughter dearly, and the thought of losing her is painful. I feel incredibly miserable and lonely, and I'm just not sure what to do anymore. Note: my sister does not live with us, only the kids. Edit. I want to thank you for your opinions. I think the general consensus is to consult a divorce lawyer. That will be my next step. He often tells me that I only need him to work because I brought my sister's kids into the household. Wow. In translation: your income was enough for us to get by. You're only complaining about me not working because of the new addition. This is bullshit that my free ride at your expense is being challenged now. I had it good and was getting away with being lazy. I would divorce anyone who refused to work, intentionally making the marriage harder to manage when they could be working and helping out. I despise people who expect a free ride instead of helping out in the marriage. He's dead weight, just an additional expense you have to feed, not even covering his own ass in the marriage, bringing no value to the table except costing you money. I'd consult a lawyer and divorce him. You need to divorce him. Also, you seem to take a pretty casual attitude about his crime. He was fired for theft. I take it they did not prosecute, but why are you so blasé about that? I'd meet with a lawyer first and get all your ducks in a row. Ways to protect your assets and avoid paying alimony. Don't let him know you're even considering a divorce. Lock down your credit, separate savings, etc. I wouldn't consider leaving. I would have left a while ago. IDK how you managed to make it 13 years with someone who cares about you so little. IDK if you can manage to get the stepdaughter too. But you definitely need to get a lawyer and divorce him ASAP. This man is gross and cringe AF. Your husband is mooching off of you to provide for him and his daughter. He has no moral compass as he was stealing from his employer, and he refuses to pull his weight. What does he contribute to this relationship? If you're carrying everything, you don't need him, go find your happiness. My 34M wife, 34F, of 12 years has been cheating on me for 9 mallions. How'd I leave her? My wife has been cheating on me for 9 months. She is away for a week and I want to leave her, move out, before she comes back. I wrote her this letter for when she comes back. Is it too harsh? Soft? Makes any point? Does she deserve it? I don't know. I am losing my mind. Update. I have read all the comments, and I would like to thank everyone for effort you took to respond. I see the overwhelming trend here. In short, burn the letter and leave. I will not be leaving the letter, however, I did finish writing it for myself. to fuel my anger and determination to move forward. I will leave the letter below for those who enjoyed reading it. Again, thank you. I appreciate you. On one side, your passion was sown and your beauty blossomed. But on the other, absence took root and desire withered. I can't help but wonder how different our lives might have been if your sexuality had been poured onto me as well. If I, also had been at the receiving end of your conversations, your actions, your intentions, your beauty. I know without any doubt, I would never have let you slip away from my touch. I would have craved you endlessly, every second of every day, unable to resist the pull of your presence, your seductiveness, your sensuality, every inch of you igniting a fire deep within me, a fire I could never extinguish. I would have craved you endlessly, every second of every day, unable to resist the pull of your presence. This is the truth I carry in every atom of my being, a truth so crystal clear, though it comes far too late. I wish more than anything that you had wanted to share with me the beauty of who you are. The way you see yourself. The way you carry yourself. The way you showed yourself to him. For me to be the one who held the privilege of witnessing your ever-bright light, your blinding sexuality, your timeless beauty. The kind that catches the breath and stirs the soul. A force so overwhelming it consumed my every thought and desire, as I longed to feel the endless passion that burns within you. I wish more than anything that you had wanted to share with me the beauty of who you are. I tried to tell you, to show you how I saw you, sexy, radiant, everything I ever needed. I showed you pictures, hoping you would see what I saw, telling you how they made me feel, how every glance at them stirred something deep within me, a reminder of your beauty, your allure, and how much I desired you. Wishing, hoping, dreaming, waiting, wanting. I showed you, hoping you would see what I saw, how much I desired you. But in the end, it feels like my longing was nothing more than an echo in a room you had already left. A room that has stood hollow, for the same amount of time it takes an entire new life to form. And perhaps, in that absence, something else was born, your distance, our undoing. In the end, it feels like my longing was nothing more than an echo in a room you had already left. Now, the door stands open, and I realize I must leave too. I have to walk away from this room where I waited, where I wished, where I desired, in vain. And as I step out, I take with me everything I once offered, everything you deemed unworthy, unworthy of your beauty, unworthy of your desire, unworthy of your deepest passions, unworthy of your intimate truths, unworthy of what I was in lust for. I take with me everything I once offered, everything you deemed unworthy. I will love you until the day the sun swallows the earth, until the stars themselves go cold. But I know now that no love can bloom where doubt has taken root deeper than desire. So, I must say goodbye, carrying with me all the regret, all the wanting, all that I longed for. What I longed for, what I have lost. A final truth. Please don't give her this letter. She's been cheating on you for 9 months and this is a very syrupy, over-the-top love letter. No, she doesn't deserve it. Moving out while she's out of town is a great idea. Leave behind proof of her affair and let her know you'll only be communicating through a lawyer going forward, assuming you don't have kids. If you do have kids, just grey rock her. While this may be heartfelt and eloquent, I'm very sure that you've not only softened any consequences she may feel, you've also left a fairly sized hole for her to believe she can slither back into your life and assured her place on that pedestal. This isn't going to crush her, it's going to embolden her. Your curse is that it's either going to reaffirm her decisions to have an affair or think that she has a consequence-free route back to you. Perhaps both. Do not send this. Leave I know. My lawyer will be in touch. Note and exit. I hope you've spent as much effort on your exit plan, legally, financially and support group, and wish you well. Great letter. Eat it. Burn it. For Christ's sake don't give it to her. I don't know enough details to know what you should do except get a divorce law WR immediately. Don't pour your heart out to her. Best says is what? She feels bad? Doubt it. Good God man, do you normally talk that way? If you must write her a letter, let's not make it into a Shakespearean play or a Harlequin romance novel. Just say you wish she would have put even half the effort into your marriage that she put into fucking her affair partner. If she had, maybe you wouldn't be divorcing her cheating ass. Please don't give this to her. It's only gonna add to her ego and narcissism. My advice is to burn it as a symbol of letting go of the pure love you once had for her. You have to accept the fact that she's living the life she wants without you while you are stuck in limbo. Don't send it. Jesus man, why are you writing her such a romantic letter? She cheated on you. It's over. There shouldn't be any letters, just the letter from the divorce attorney. Christ man.